Hello, Texas government students. I hope everyone is doing well today. Welcome back to class. This is Wednesday, April the 9th, and I'm on the campus of Eastfield College. The weather is beautiful outside, and I'm conveniently bringing to you this Texas government experience. Now, students, I need for you to take good notes today because I'm going to keep you for at least uh, 30 minutes, okay? Your time is important. So, this is why I need for you to take good notes so you won't have to rewatch this video. Okay? There will be some critical, very important dates that you need to be aware of. And also, most of the dates, if you've read the syllabus, you should already be aware of them. So, students, this is the roadmap. This is going to be the academic roadmap for the next 3 weeks. And you recall, students, this is an 8-week class semester. And so this time is moving quickly. So it took us about 2 weeks, students, and I realize that life is hitting you, but it's taken about 2 weeks just to get settled for you. And so when you watch this video, you are a veteran, a pro in this class. So you know what to expect. Let me define it. You know what to expect. You know the discipline, logging in daily, checking your emails, checking the announcements, logging in, watching the videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And also, uh, you know the expectations of the course. You know that at least 95% of my course content is facilitated through these media lecture videos that you're required to watch. Students, I still have a few students, handful of students, they're unaware of those basic disciplines that I have articulated since March 24th, 2025, the first day of the semester. And so they're looking elsewhere. This is not the traditional design. First announcement directed you to go into video lecture folder, watch my videos sequentially, starting from the welcome video that was published on March 24th. So, students, I want to applaud those students who are doing all of the right things. I know who you are. But also, I'm concerned about those students who, for whatever reason, are just not aware of how to appropriately navigate through Brightspace. And it's showing. It's showing in your questions, your inquiry questions, and I appreciate those questions. So it's showing in your questions. Stay encouraged. Continue to ask questions because all questions are good questions. But I know when you're not following the structure of the class, how this class is designed. So now let me shift and map out essentially the next 3 weeks. I want to be crystal clear. It should, after you watch this video, students, it should be no gray area or fuzziness in your thinking. You should have a clear understanding of what assignments you need to produce for this class. And it's nothing new. It's mirroring what's already on the syllabus. I'm just calling it out to your attention, raising it off the syllabus and conveying it to you in such a way where you get it. Okay? So I want to start, first of all, by having a discussion about the first exam. Now, students, you are aware that the first exam opened on April the 7th. But the problem, you're already aware, this should be old news to you, students, okay? This should just be a refresher for you. You are aware that the sequence, because I made a mistake and I inadvertently did not publish what I owed you, which is the pretest, to get you prepared for success on the first exam that was accessible to you on April the 7th. So I corrected that time. That timing was out of sequence. I did not provide to you the pretest before your April the 7th exam. So what I did was with grace, I sent you an announcement basically saying, pretest is now available. Watch the pretest before you take your first exam. Initially, that first exam would close at midnight, essentially, on April the 7th. Well, I extended that time to real time. I'm publishing this video to you on Wednesday, April the 9th. So your first exam will stay open until 11:59 p.m. April the 9th, tonight on Wednesday, real time. So students, you still have time to take your first exam. You will have 2 chances to take your first exam. So I'm monitoring the grade center to see the grade results on the first exam. I've got grades ranging from 60 to 100s. So, and I have several 90s in there. So students, I think you're engaged and you're connected and you're taking advantage of the pre-test to prepare you for that first exam. Just remember, students, depending on how quickly you watch this video, you still have the rest of today, Wednesday, April the 9th, to take your first exam. After the exam closes at 11:59 p.m., it will lock you out. You will not have another chance to take the exam. So for whatever reason, if you missed all of these series of communications from April the 7th, April the 8th to April the 9th, that's presuming that you're going in reading your announcements, you're watching the pretest video, you're actually taking the first exam. That's open until April the 9th, 11:59 p.m. You've watched this video timely, which will be published on April the 9th, before the first exam will close at 11:59 p.m. So students, you know the sequence. I've got some students directly dialed in to this class, and they will not hesitate to send me an email. I read each email. I appreciate your comments. I try my best to be responsive at least within 12 hours or so. So students, thank you. I know who's dialed in and actively engaged in this class. I know who you are. I appreciate you. So thank you. I also know who's disconnected and missing out there virtually. So students, I extended quite a bit of grace during the first exam because I own that error, and you should not be penalized because of the way that I intentionally designed the class, and I missed giving you that pre-test. So now that's been corrected. We extended quite a bit of grace to extend the time period for your first exam. Your second exam, students, will not have that long of a window, okay? Your first exam, your second exam, will not have essentially a 3-day time period for you to take your second exam. So don't mirror the two together with how much time you'll have to take the exam. Second exam, you'll have one full day, okay? One full day. And second exam, I will provide your pretest well in advance before your second exam. So start taking a look on that syllabus to get an understanding, a mental calendar of the due date for your second exam in this class. And we'll just follow the same sequence, except the exam will only be open a full day. Any of you working students, the exam will accommodate your work schedule, should not be an issue. If you're traveling, should not be an issue. You'll have ample enough time contained within a full business day. So literally, if I can say it a different way, by the time you wake up in the morning, barring you wake up 8 in the morning, a.m., to the time you go to sleep at midnight, that's how long of a time period in between you have to take that exam. Normally, the pretest will be at least 2 days in advance. Okay, you'll see the pretest video 2 days prior to the scheduled day for the second exam. Okay, so I think you have a sequence now, students. I think you have the expectation and you understand now what to expect. Okay, so moving on to the next topic, students, I need to have a discussion with you about your draft analytical paper. I hope that you're already working on it. You recall, just as a refresher, I've already provided you instruction about this assignment. If you're not watching, this is one of those examples. If you're not watching my videos and you only read the syllabus and you see on the syllabus that the draft paper is due, the draft analytical paper is due April the 16th at 9:30 a.m. Electronic submission. How you submit your draft paper, students, email it to me. All of y'all have my email address. It's right on the front of the syllabus. Email it to me, okay? Students, this is what I need for you to be aware of. If you're not watching my videos in sequence, this is going to be one of those moments where you email me and say, where are the instructions for the draft analytical paper? Students, I've already provided it to you in prior. That's why my video lectures are sequential. You watch them in sequence. Students, I've already provided clear instruction. You remember your 3 tools: rubric, analytical paper rubric, past in my library, a video that will say analytical paper instructions. Third item is the sample template paper, which is on the front page, of course. Rubric is over in the announcements. You got to scroll all the way down until you see analytical paper rubric. That's in the announcement side. Template sample paper is on front page to the left side in a series of folders. You scroll all the way down till you see a folder that says, I think it's below this, my video lecture folder. It'll say sample template paper, analytical paper template. So students, those are the 3 tools you'll need. I've already presented this in a video in great detail, so you should already be aware if you're watching my videos sequentially. Third thing that I want to cover, I want to pause and have a discussion because I'm already getting some inquiries about, again, this is on the syllabus as well on the 4th week, I believe, about discussion assignment. Students, I want to be crystal clear. There's not an expectation for you to have quizzes as a part of your chapter reading. In other words, don't attempt or do not don't waste your time with chapter quizzes. There's no expectation, there's no requirement for you to complete chapter quizzes in this course. But with respect to discussion forums and your engagement and participation with your peers, other students, in discussion forums, there is an expectation there. But here's the key, students. My course requires one discussion forum for you to engage in and participate. You must post your discussion and you must respond to one peer, okay? One peer. So my discussion form has not been accessible to you. I will make it accessible to you this Friday. So this Friday, don't waste your time, students, right now, between Wednesday and Friday looking for a discussion forum. You will only get frustrated. So what I need for you to do, I'm just giving you a heads up that this is an assignment that's coming forward. So I need for you to focus right now on two things. The discussion forum will come later, and I'll give you a couple of hints about the discussion forum. Don't waste your time on discussion forum right now. I'm just sharing with you. It's a requirement that's coming later into the future, okay? What I need for you to do is, any of you who are out there, focus in on that first exam, okay? Because the closing period is tonight, again, 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday. This is April the 9th. Second thing that's critically important for you, students, is your draft paper. Some students, this will not apply to all, some students, because you've satisfied all of the rubric, all of the expectations of this assignment, you've watched the video in great detail, you understood the video, you're applying what was suggested in the video into the requirements of writing the paper. Some students will submit an excellent paper because they've taken advantage of the three tools that's needed for this assignment that I've already mentioned. And it will show in the quality of their work product. Those students, I will accept your draft paper as your final, which means you will not be responsible for submitting a final paper. But students, here's the key. That will not apply to everybody. So when you send me in your draft paper, this is the process, students, I will email you back, personal to you, customized and tailored only for the individual student, my comments and feedback on your draft paper submission. Some students will see a comment back from me saying, I accept your draft as your final, meaning you just earned 150 points. You remember, students, the draft on the syllabus is worth 50 points. Final paper is worth 100 points. Total is 150. So students, that will not apply where I accept your draft as your final for every student. Only those exceptional students who it's clear they understood the assignment. So students, I want to share with you, submit your drafts, because no matter how rough or how exceptional your draft may be, you will earn that 50 points just because you followed the assignment with submitting your draft on time, within the time period, the due date. So that's 50 points. No one to get 40 points. No one to get 30 points. If you submit your draft, you've earned 50 points because you're following the assignment. That's why it's called a draft. But some students are exceptional with submitting their draft. And I will accept it as their final paper, which means it's no need for them to submit a final because you poured in all the work and did an exceptional job on submitting your draft. So next week, on April 16th, which is a Wednesday, that's the due date for your draft paper. Okay? So you got 3 consecutive Wednesdays. You got today, April 9th, 11:59 p.m., first exam due. After 11:59, you're locked out, okay, of the system. Next critical due date, the following Wednesday, which is April the 16th. Draft paper is due by 9:30 a.m. That following Wednesday, April the 23rd, that's when your discussion form will be due on April 23rd. So you got 3 consecutive Wednesdays. Students, I need for you to stay connected, stay engaged, and submit your work, okay? You know the expectations of the class now. Students, you're veterans, you're pros. You know what to expect in this class. I'm holding your hand in this process, okay? If you're watching my video lectures, it's guiding you, okay? So, students, every inquiry that you send me, any question, I try to be responsive. Check your emails. That's why logging in daily, watching the announcements, reading the announcements, checking your emails, watching these videos timely, taking notes of my videos. 95% of my class instruction will be facilitated through these videos in a very convenient way for your lifestyle, students. So I want to be crystal clear. I'm conveniently bringing to you Texas government in a virtual way, in a very convenient way. So I just need for you to stay connected, watch my videos timely, and again, as I mentioned since the first day, take good notes. I'm going to give you a hint about the discussion forum. You can start doing this in advance, students. I got some students, they want to stay ahead. Here's your ahead moment, okay, in advance of some of these assignments. The discussion forum, this is what you should do. Before you even start writing anything in the discussion forum, was not yet available, I won't even make it available to you until this Friday, okay, for the discussion forum. So don't waste your time with trying to find the discussion forum right now, okay? What I need for you to do with the discussion forum is I need for you to locate front page of course, go to the left. You'll see a folder that says sustainable agreements or intergovernmental agreements. That's what it says, intergovernmental agreements, something to that effect. Well, matter of fact, I'll pull it up right now, making sure I'm giving you the proper. It's called Sustainable Intergovernmental Agreements. That's what it's called. It's in a folder at the bottom on the left side with those series of folders. You know how to find my video lecture folder. It's at the bottom below that folder. So you'll click on that language to say Sustainable Intergovernmental Agreements. Click on that language, and it'll give you a narrative of a 1 page that's from Professor Edwards, basically saying all students, no video today. I need for you to read this attachment. And the attachment is in a hyperlink above that language. And it says industry case. You click on that, and that'll take you to a case study that I wrote about a real world development project of building a new city in the state of Texas, equivalent to a new local government. There was nothing there, raw land, undevelopable land that was raw. Well, again, just imagine, students, just a basic question. How do you build a new city where hundreds of thousands of people, this area is planned for 100,000 people? How do you build it? I mean, where do you start? We're talking all the amenities of a city: housing, water, jobs, schools, parks. How do you build this mammoth of a project that's a new city that's never been in existence in Texas before? Well, students, your chapter 10 in the Governance in America book, you remember you're responsible for reading 9 and 10, okay? I want to draw your attention to chapter 10 right now. Chapter 10 deals with land development in the state of Texas. That means, how do you take thousands of acres and convert them into thriving economies, thriving cities? How do you do it? So the how part is explained in this case study called Industry Case. Professor Edwards wrote that case study, real world, from a real project in 2007. This same project, just to fast forward it, the same project is creating tremendous economic investment in Texas. It's planned for over 100,000 people. New housing, new schools, new high schools. Matter of fact, students, you may have heard about the city of Forney trying to pull off essentially a hockey training center for hockey. The Dallas hockey team, the Stars. Well, that location, this is not a done deal yet, but that location that the Dallas Stars is considering is in this area. So you got to keep in mind, students, this area is now an engine for quality of life. It's rural, all rural. It's a market for families to locate outside of urban cities, i.e. a Dallas, a Houston, a San Antonio. So it's creating tremendous demand. So these rural areas are being developed. These are thousands of acres that was raw, pristine, undeveloped land. Well, how do you convert them into a city? Well, this is the model that you'll read. So anyone out there, students, have a desire to enter civil engineering, professional engineering, urban planning, city management, smart growth and planning, city planners is a career path where you can get a 4-year degree in urban and city planning. Students, this is the example, that case study in chapter 10 here. It's the example of how do you accomplish and deliver a new city on the ground that will be in existence for hundreds and hundreds of years. Well, this case study that you'll read represents real investment, real cities, real families moving in, real schools, real businesses, real jobs. It's touchable. I'm on the campus of Eastfield. It's frankly about 45-minute drive east of Dallas. Touchable, livable. You can go and sit in their parks. You can go to their state of the art high schools. It's an amazing development of a new city. The brain and the muscle behind it in 2005, 20 years ago, was your Professor Edwards. And it was a heavy lift. Quite a bit of muscle had to be applied, intellectual muscle and innovative muscle, but it's happening on the ground right now. I have been retired from this particular community as their city leader for the last 6 years. Let me share with you. Subsequent future phases of this development is still occurring on the ground long after I'm gone and retired and teaching you now. It's an amazing, amazing effort. It was truly a remarkable team that I pulled together to make this happen. And so the construction on the ground, just to give you some perspective, it will continue to occur for the next 10 years. So investment is just pouring in to build new homes, new facilities, new schools, new parks, new stars, hockey investment. It's so much synergy and economic energy created for the state of Texas. So I'm going to end it with this. This area of land that I'm referring to, it is the fastest growth region in Kaufman County, which is right outside, it's east of Dallas County. Is the fastest growth region in America because of what you're going to read in this case study. So, like I share with you students, my background is not the traditional professor. I come from serving as a government executive background. And so I'm trying to convey over to you real world examples about Texas government. And this example, the connection between Texas state legislature and building new cities in Texas, the case study shows that connection between your 4 L's, your 3 G's, down to building cities on the ground and building economies on the ground. These economies will be on the ground when I'm long dead and gone, okay? But I've been gifted with the competencies and the trained skills to deliver. That's the difference. So, students, I'm signing off. I've gone for 33 minutes. I share with you, I may go this time, and so I'm here. Have a great rest of your day. You will see a video from me on Friday, and I want to share with you real legislative bills that's being discussed in Austin. I want to talk through 3 of them that's being discussed, and we'll just make it a lecture dealing with Austin Legislative Day. These will be real bills that I'll bring to you for discussion, so you can have a sense on what are they talking about in Austin. I'll bring them to you real world. I'm signing off. Thank you, students. Take care.